Swift is no stranger to the spotlight or the trophy case. With 41 iHeartRadio Music Awards to her name, she has officially rewritten the history books for this specific ceremony. That total climbed by 7 more this past Thursday evening, March 26, 2026, at the Dolby Theater in Los Angeles. She was crowned Artist and Album of the Year. The Life of a Showgirl earned Top Pop Album, alongside victories for Pop Song of the Year and Best Lyrics. The Fate of Ilia took home Best Music Video, plus a win for Favorite Tour Style. 7 trophies in one night. In the crowd, her fiancé Travis Kelce was humorously struggling to keep track of the hall using only his fingers. She has walked up to countless podiums, clutching golden statues while delivering a long history of heartfelt acceptance speeches. Yet, the specific highlight that actually exploded online that Thursday had nothing to do with any of those 7 awards. It focused on a 20-year-old girl from Oakland, sporting her trademark striped hair, who stepped up and uttered 5 words that brought the entire room to a standstill. I think that's why we won. Here is the full backstory on why that moment stands as a masterpiece of post-Olympic storytelling. While the United States Olympic Committee and NBC were crafting the promotional hype for the 2026 Milan Cortina Winter Games, they searched for a perfect narrator to debut the American figure skating roster to the global stage. They needed a voice captivating enough to command instant attention. Someone who could frame the journeys of Alysa Liu, Amber Glenn, and Isabeau Levito so powerfully that even casual fans would feel deeply invested before the first blade touched ice. They reached out to Taylor Swift, who lent her voice to a teaser introducing the Blade Angels to the public. She opened with, "Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to present Amber, Alysa, and Isabeau, 3 American ice stars ready to steal your hearts, particularly with the personal story of Alysa Liu." Swift noted how she'd initially walked away from the sport at 16, only to reclaim it on her own terms. Pure happiness is her engine. Each leap is a triumph, each skate a tribute to self-discovery. Taylor Swift penned those tributes to Alysa long before the games ever started, prior to the gold medals, ahead of the Oakland shoutouts, the airport homecomings, the victory rallies, the Nike deals, or this very iHeartRadio gala. She offered a prophecy of what was to come, and her intuition turned out to be spot on about everything. Then, on March 26, 2026, Alysa Liu stepped onto the Dolby stage to present Taylor with most of her awards, delivering a quintessential Alysa remark. She began listing the singer's incredible achievements. Highlighting 34 previous iHeart wins a historic high, she declared, "She is truly the greatest of all time in music." Swift laughed and glanced at the ground with modest charm as Liu continued her speech to the star-studded crowd. "She gave us her voice and music to introduce the Blade Angels," Liu said, grinning widely. "Honestly, I think that's the secret to our victory." Stunned, Swift buried her face in her hands and reached for Kelce's arm while the entire audience erupted in laughter. The lens caught Kelce, who had been jokingly attempting to tally his partner's wins on his hands, making her break into giggles. At that moment, he watched his future wife be showered with a tribute so profoundly kind and shocking, coming from an Olympic champion, that it left them both momentarily speechless without a prepared response. That specific frame, Swift's hidden face, Kelce's steadying arm, the collective roar from the theater. That is the 3 million view clip blowing up on TikTok right now. That's the image plastered across every gossip site by midnight. However, the true narrative lies much deeper than that viral snapshot. The heart of the matter is found in the words Swift spoke when she finally reached the microphone. Accepting Artist of the Year, Swift opened by saying, "Firstly, accepting this honor from Alysa is such an incredible gift. Your skates have brought immense joy to me and to everyone else who watched you perform. I'm moved by your grit, your tireless work ethic, and the sheer passion you pour into your craft." She recognized that grind, the hustle, and heart. Remember, Taylor Swift has lived under the spotlight since she was only 14. She has moved more tickets and filled more arenas than nearly anyone else in history. Having penned anthems heard by hundreds of millions, she possesses a true insider's understanding of what real dedication looks like. She understands the price of greatness. She can spot the gap between a simple act and someone fulfilling their destiny with total abandon. Watching Liu at the Olympics, Swift witnessed an athlete operating in her true purpose, holding absolutely nothing back. And she shared that observation with the world on the biggest. Before acknowledging anyone else, she prioritized the evening's top honor as her very first point of discussion. Liu later remarked to the press that the experience was incredible, praising the warmth and the quality of the address. That was the glowing assessment from Alysa Liu regarding a moment that set every digital platform ablaze within minutes. Major news outlets published the transcript in its entirety simply because the public would settle for nothing less. Swift spoke with raw emotion about a person she had previously championed as a symbol of finding one's true identity. Her kindness is truly genuine. The singer then shifted into a powerful career lesson that quickly became her most quoted piece of professional wisdom. She confessed that songwriting is her ultimate obsession, though she never initially viewed herself as a legitimate creative professional. It started as a simple interest that gradually transformed into her absolute favorite pursuit. She shared a wish for everyone. She hoped that everyone could find a way to protect their private passions and the bond they share with their work. She urged the next generation to cultivate their talents in solitude rather than chasing instant validation from the digital world. Achieving true mastery, she noted, requires countless hours of trial and error away from the eyes of the public. She cautioned that the internet can be a brutal environment that often stifles new concepts before they can fully bloom. Comparing those sentiments to her earlier praise for Alysa Liu reveals a connection that is impossible to ignore or overlook. Her writing captured Liu's spirit. After quitting skating at 16, she returned on her own terms, powered by happiness. She admitted her early lack of identity. It began as a pastime. Protect that spark in secret. Invest thousands of hours in solitude before seeking outside approval. These two journeys are essentially the exact same narrative. It is about a youth finding a love untouched by public opinion and refining that skill in total privacy. They struggled and bonded with their art in secret before finally unveiling it to the world when the time felt right. Not when the market expected it or when digital trends demanded it, but only when it reached true maturity. Alysa Liu walked away at 16 because her craft no longer felt personal and was buried under the weight of expectations. She only made her comeback after reclaiming that intimate, personal relationship with her own talent and hard work. She found the pure delight that existed long before she ever chased an Olympic gold medal or international fame. Swift began crafting lyrics in her Pennsylvania bedroom out of pure love, never dreaming of selling 300 million albums. It was simply her favorite way to spend time. Two different women. The same stage, that same evening, one shared truth. Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift made their public debut as an engaged pair, having officially committed in August 2025. Shortly before the awards, Kelce credited her for influencing his choice to return for a 14th season with the Chiefs. During her moment on stage, Swift noted, "The persona I bring to the stage is fueled by the incredible electricity I feel from the fans every night. This music feels so liberated and joyful because that is exactly how my partner makes me feel every single day." Kelce responded by silently signaling his devotion, "I love you," in a candid moment. The room held a generational icon and a legend in her own right. Her football star partner tallied her trophies by hand, while a 20-year-old skating champion presented nearly every single award. "Surely, our collective support is why we triumphed," she said, speaking with the sincere belief that community drives all individual success. The trio, including Liu, were seen bonding behind the scenes after the gala concluded. Following the festivities, the young skater, who recently attended the most elite Hollywood parties while craving simple burgers, was now in the center of the storm. Just weeks after reaching for the heavens on Italian Olympic ice, she was standing amidst the giants of the industry. She spent the evening backstage at the Music Awards, relaxing with the most famous power couple in the world today. This specific meeting represents something far more significant than a simple gathering of different celebrities and famous faces. Swift's pre-Olympic description of Liu was more insightful than any sports reporting, characterizing her as a being driven by joy. Every movement she makes serves as a beautiful testament to the power of true self-knowledge. Forget simple sports mechanics. She was unveiling a soul-deep manifesto. This radical creed drove Alysa to risk Olympic glory for friends, claiming failure simply didn't exist. She embraces the world without being shackled to frequency Taylor Swift caught, having tuned her own life to it. That Thursday, 7 trophies fell to a record titled "The Life of a Showgirl." The music radiates a wild, unburdened joy because that liberated spirit is her daily reality. No label granted this bliss. She engineered a world where happiness thrives, indifferent to the industry's gaze. These two icons anchored their legacies in the exact same soil. Worship the process over the prize. Guard that sacred spark before ever showing it to the masses. Create for the pure thrill, not for a paycheck. For her, delight is the only engine. Each leap becomes a victory dance. But that fire isn't exclusive to Alysa. Taylor saw her own reflection in the skater, recognizing the same grit she carved into her bones. Two souls discovered the same truth via different journeys, converging under Los Angeles lights to trade trophies and offer heartfelt thanks for the happiness they both found. Afterward, she told the press that Taylor was incredibly sweet and gave a really solid, impressive speech. Only 20 years old, and yet the planet's premier musical force stood on live television to champion her relentless drive and profound, genuine passion. Her takeaway remained simple. Taylor is kind, and the words she spoke were lovely. She hasn't changed the same girl who shrugged and called winning an Olympic gold medal a cool experience. The girl who would have been content losing, who crashed the elite Oscar after-party just to find the burger stand. Swift hailed her as a monument to self-awareness. Alysa answered by simply staying true to her spirit every single second after. She's truly self-known. It always has been. Honestly, that unwavering clarity is why victory was inevitable.